Hey everybody, welcome back to Over Here We Craft for Money. I'm DJ, and in today's work along, we've got a couple random orders, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie. Usually it's my sorority niche that I'm working on and filming and sharing with you all. And we do have two of those that need to go out from our Etsy shop today. So we're going to definitely do shirts. One is with one of our DTF screen prints we created. The other is with our rhinestone bling. But then we've got to make a tumbler. One of my friends saw my beach please tumbler that we did a couple of videos ago and asked me to make a custom tumbler for one of her friends who happens to also be in a Divine Nine sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. So we're definitely going to do that. She wanted the ice and some of the fruits. And believe it or not, randomly in my closet, I had one of these Maker Mart green, candy apple green tumblers that I got at Christmas time because I was going to make myself a Grinch tumbler because I love the Grinch. And I never got around to making it. Guess what? She got sold today. So this is a quick little work along. Hopefully you find it fun to hang out and work with me while I make the shirts and make the tumbler. So let's get started. So as you know, whenever I'm making my shirts, I always like to pre-press and get the moisture out so that whatever I am going to be putting on there has a better chance of adhering to the fabric. In this case, we are going to be applying rhinestones to one shirt and a silk screen to the other. So I'm just getting all my wrinkles out because a lot of times my customers like to pull their items straight up out the package and put it on and head on to their event. So I'm getting the wrinkles out the sleeves, and y'all already know I don't press anything without getting my perfect crease down the middle. So while we're doing that, and you guys are kind of just checking out the process, I want to talk to you a little bit about staying the course when haters are hating. You know, I'm learning as I am in this small business and trying to break into these YouTube streets that, you know what, there's some haters out there, y'all. And I know I'm not the only one that experiences that. I am a generally positive person, and sometimes it takes a minute for me to realize that somebody's actually even hating on me. Or maybe another way to say that is not being as supportive as I would think that they were going to be. And you know, I think whenever I run into that, I'm always so surprised because I'm so super supportive and want to just see everybody win. And it's a little heartbreaking when you come to realize that you may not necessarily be surrounded by that. I share this with you because I know that somebody watching this video is wondering if they should break into the small craft and business world, wondering if they should give themselves the opportunity to create some generational wealth and some income for their family by starting a t-shirt business, because maybe they are surrounded by somebody or somebodies who are telling them the market is saturated, or, you know, you just a crafter, so why would anybody pay you? Or maybe somebody is trying to lowball you for your prices and you just wondering, am I overpriced, or should I just give this dream up? I'm sharing this because it happens to me too. There are people watching that are not supportive, honey, but they got their eyes on me, watching what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to fulfill a creative dream that I had, which is to make something beautiful for somebody special. And hopefully I do that with each and every shirt that I make, like the one you see me making there. I'm making these 2 shirts for youth auxiliary members for our sorority. When that order came in, I was so excited because y'all know I love a good bling, and I love my original design there of the little screen print. And so that is what reminds me that I'm in this for the right reasons, whether people are supportive or not. You're going to have people that are going to order shirts from your competitor. You're going to have people in your own family who won't use you for the family reunion shirts that they want you to come to, or they don't want to pay you for that, but they want you to donate it for free. But yet, if they ordered the shirts from someone else, they'd be paying full price. You know, it happens to some of the best of us. And my advice to you on that one would be say no. Say no. Do not undervalue your product, your time, and the quality and uniqueness of the things that you make. I don't care if there are 50 million people making 50 million tumblers. You be number 50,001 because your customer is out there. Along with the little lurkers, along with the little haters, watching everything you do. And some may have been doing it longer than you. Some may have more followers than you. Some may have more subscribers than you. But trust me, they're watching. And you just have to stay the course. Keep your prices based on the quality, time, and money that you're putting into it. I don't care if you day one starting or been in it for 20 years. Do not allow somebody else's hate and or non-support of you keep you from doing what you are called to do. So as we're moving on into the video, I'll get off my soapbox now. It's time to get everything together to package the order up. And if y'all looking around that craft room, y'all know it's time is coming up for another good cleanup because y'all know I don't work well in clutter. But I had just gotten home from work and I did not want this order to be delayed because it was shipping out to California, and from Florida, California can take a good 5 to 6 days, even if the customer does pay for priority shipping, and I just didn't want them to be without. So even though I am straight tired and ready to collapse, honey, we gonna get these shirts out because our customers need their order. There, I'm just trying to cool off the design because it looked like it was gonna lift. So I just used an oopsie glass block to cool it off. And then we're gonna give it a final press just to lock in that screen print. That was one of the first designs I made like 4 years ago, and it is still selling today. Look at that. She's so cute with her little fro and her little bow. Of course, the rhinestone blings will always sell. I always do a thank you. Y'all know I love my little favorite t-shirt folder. It helps make all my shirts crisp and nice and fit into the packaging the way I want it to. And it also helps on my hands. Can y'all believe for the whole first year of my business, I hand folded each and every shirt? That's probably why I started having hand issues, y'all. But we're gonna slide them into our lovely little t-shirt bags. And because these are 2 different sizes, I didn't want to put the packing slip inside one because I wasn't sure who was going to get it. So we're just going to do each shirt in its own separate packaging and then put the packing slip inside of the overall package. Look at how that's popping. Baby, that is a cute design, even if I do say so myself. I got all the stickers stuck to the back of my hand so I don't have to keep going to the other side of the room. Honey, I will shortcut if I can. There's the packing slip. And we're gonna go ahead and put that in our plastic bag. That's something new. I usually use that for pillows. So I'm trying to see how I feel about putting my t-shirts in it. It does require a little bit of tape to make it fit, because I don't want to make the package too big and then get charged more by the postal service. I just always put a little tape on it to secure it. When I get packages like this, they never do that, and I always wonder what happens if it tears. I don't want the materials inside to get damaged, so a little bit of tape never hurts. Put the label on. Put on my Finer Deals label so that they know they're getting their package from me. And we're done. So now on to this second project. So this one I'm gonna talk through a little bit for you. I am cutting my template on my Cricut Air Explorer 2. A tip for you here is to put the dial on the machine on fabric. And I am finding that when I do that, as opposed to the custom material, baby, I don't leave many circles behind. As you see, it's coming off the mat nice, and that's not even a new mat. Now, a few pieces did stay behind, so I just go to the bottom of the mat, let it adhere and pull it up again. And then I'm going to do it one more good time. But I promise you, when I was cutting on the Cricut cut settings for Rhinestone, it was tearing up my flock. I was having to cut it twice. The circles were not always perfect like they needed to be. And this particular design is a SS20. So those are the nice big stones. And I am really falling in love with that fabric on the dial as my cut. So if you are cutting rhinestone flock, give that a try and let me know down in the comments if it works for you. So then I'm going to go ahead and stick that on the carrier sheet back, and now I'm measuring because I'm going to be using the Rhinestone World's Heat Transfer Anything. I think it's called HTV Anything. And so you can then take that material and you can HTV anything with it. So the way that you get it to work is you've got to take, say, the rhinestones, stick that to the vinyl, in this case the glitter vinyl, and then stick the glitter vinyl to the material that you get from the Rhinestone World, and that's how you can adhere it to something that you wouldn't normally be able to stick it to. So you know me, I got to clean off the mat and get it ready for the next time I'm going to work, and I'm just using a paint scraper to scrape the little residual circles off of the mat. And then I'm going to pull back the tablecloth because I'm going to be scrubbing stones in, and I don't want the fabric that I usually put on the table for when I take photos to get in the way. So that's just a little extra cleanup that I'm doing. And now it's going to be time to use that same mat to cut out AKA, which stands for Alpha Kappa Alpha, in the glitter vinyl. And I'm just doing a measure one more time to make sure that I have a big enough piece. Now, because that vinyl had been folded in a little scroll, the material is trying to lift up off of the machine, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm just kind of going behind and pressing my finger. You need to be careful. Don't want to always do that. Now, if you notice, it's going off the mat, and that was a problem. That meant the second A toward the end did not cut properly. So we are going to have to fix that and put in another piece and just cut the second A, which is what you see me doing here. I wasn't going to waste good vinyl. We got 2 of the 3 letters we needed from that first piece. And this is the last of that pink glitter vinyl that I had left over from our Easter Peep family shirts. And it was just enough for this project. So don't throw those scraps away. Save them, because you never know when you're going to need them. Now, if you saw my recent Back to Basics beginner series, in which I talked about selecting vinyl, you'll see right there one of the reasons why I love Caesar Easy Weed, because even in their glitter vinyl, I didn't even have to use a weeding tool, y'all. I was just able to pull the letters, the vinyl right up. And that's why I like Caesar Easy Weed. Now we're going to go ahead. Y'all see my new scraper? Y'all see my new scrubber? Meant to say scrubber. Y'all see it? It's big, baby. I'm able to get them stones, even them SS20 stones, in so much easier. In a future video, I'm going to do an overhead shot so that you guys can see how easy that goes in. If it did that good on SS20 stones, I can only imagine the time it's going to save me when I do my SS10s or my SS6 projects. But yes, honey, I got my little scrubby off of Amazon, and I am so happy. So I'm just putting in the last few that I needed to put in, and now it's time to cut the carrier sheet so that I can lift those stones up. Now I have my stones all ready, and I'm just laying them down flat because sometimes SS20s move. Those stones, I'd have to look up what the color is. I got those from the Rhinestone World as well. Now again, because the A didn't cut properly, I'm going to have to piece together this vinyl. So I'm laying it on top of the rhinestone template just for sizing and spacing. And then I'm going to use some heat transfer tape to connect the letters together. Had it cut properly, I wouldn't have had to worry about that, but unfortunately it did not. So I am having to get creative, and I'm going to get creative because I don't have any more of the hot pink glitter vinyl. So if I don't salvage this, then this project is an epic fail, and we can't have that because that will cost us money, And we trying to make the money, not give it away. So once I get it all lined up the way that I need it to be, I'm going to go get the heat transfer tape, and I'm going to go ahead and tape that together. The good thing is heat transfer tape can handle the heat press that I'm going to be putting it on, and you need to be able to adhere the glitter vinyl to the HTV Anything material that I got from the Rhinestone World. Now, sadly, I can admit in this safe space to my money makers that I've had that HTV Anything, 2 rolls of that stuff for like 2 years now. And this is only the second time I'm ever doing something with it. I have got to get so much better than that. I would buy stuff with all these grand plans and then don't do anything. But I'm going to do a lot more with this because once I did this project, I remember why I got it and how much I liked it. So now I'm just making sure the tape is on there properly, and then we will move on to the next piece. Of course, I had to take my glasses off so I could see better. My friends laugh at me for that. They're like, aren't you supposed to keep the glasses on so you can see? But I am nearsighted. I can see what's close, but the distance is the problem. But once you get over the age of 40, they give you these transition lenses where one lens is for nearsighted and one lens is for farsighted. So it's supposed to make you see better, but I don't agree. I feel like it made my eyes worse, but that's a whole nother video. All right, we're gonna go on and put the glasses back on now because I think we're ready. We're gonna put our template back on our carrier sheet, put that to the side. And now it's time for us to cut the material for the HTV Anything. And I will have it tagged. This is not a sponsored video, but I will have it tagged in the comment section I think I'll put it in the description. Yeah, it'll be in the description part of the video in case you want to give the project a try. So I'm going to measure it just for the letters, cut off just what I need. I know I told y'all I got it about 2 years ago, but if I remember correctly, it is not cheap. So we definitely don't want to waste. We're going to keep those little pieces to the side. And we're going to use just what we need for this part of the project. So I'm measuring, I'm making sure to stick the heat transfer tape to the material. And if you have some of this and haven't used it yet, like I had not, you want to make sure that you are having the shiny side facing up. The dull side should be facing down, because that has another carrier sheet underneath that you will have to peel off. And I'll show you that in a little bit in the video. So whatever you're going to be adhering it to, you want the shiny side up. So I've put Teflon on the bottom and I've covered it with Teflon. And then we're going to go ahead and press it. I will also make sure that I put the time and temperature in the description of the video as well. All right, it's hot. I should have my gloves. Don't do what DJ does. You be safe. But you saw I went and got that glove. But now it's stuck to the material, and that's the back side, the dull side. All right, so now we know that it's stuck pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and peel off the regular carrier sheet that comes on the glitter vinyl. Move in the tape. And now we have our template. But we're not quite done yet, because now we have to apply our rhinestone. And remember, these are SS20. And I have to look the color up, but I think it's like dragon something or other. So I'm going to lay those on top because they can affix to glitter heat transfer vinyl. So that's what we're going to lay that on top of. And the reason I'm doing this, I could have just stopped with the letters, y'all. But the reason I'm doing it with the rhinestones as well is because I had the color for both. And sometimes SS20s don't back up against each other close enough, so you'll see spacing. And so you want to make sure that you're using the same color material as your rhinestones, because it'll be very complementary for any of the spaces that show through. And the reason I really wanted to use these rhinestones too is because they change color depending on the light, and the colors of Alpha Kappa Alpha are pink and green, and the stones look green sometimes and the stones look pink sometimes. So it was like these stones were made perfectly for my D9 sisters from Alpha Kappa Alpha. So we're going to go ahead and press the rhinestones to the heat transfer glitter vinyl. And yes, it's hot again. It is hot again. I don't even know why I'm playing them games. Now, they said from Rhinestone World to press them a short amount of time, but I felt like they were rising up and I didn't like that. So I just went on ahead and pressed it for the 20 seconds that I normally press my rhinestones for. And I think that was a good move. Now, they also recommended that I turn it over on the back and press it again. If I were to do this again, I would say no, I shouldn't have done that, because I think that the tumbler that I'm about to put this on, that's why I ran into one of the challenges that I'm going to share with you in a moment. But as far as that part of the project, they are absolutely gorgeous. Those stones were perfect for that rhinestone and vinyl project. So now I've got a colorway to extras. And that's just me getting rid of the extra HTV Anything material, because you don't need that. It would show through on the cup, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just cutting away everything that would show that's not covered by the rhinestones. And I got to be real careful. And if you do a project like this, you need to be real careful. If you're wondering what the font is that I use to create that, that's Impact. I think that's a standard font inside of Microsoft Word, but it's Impact is the font. It's nice, it's thick, it can handle SS20 size stones. We are putting this on a 20-ounce skinny tumbler, stainless steel tumbler that I got from Michael's under the Maker's Mark section back at Christmas time, as I said in the earlier part of the video. Again, that green color. It's going to be perfect. So now let's go ahead and let's be able to lay it on there. Now, it has a carrier sheet, so you want to be able to peel off a piece like you see me doing there. I'm going to peel it at the K to expose the sticky piece. And then I'm going to kind of line it up, make sure I like where it's going to line up at. And then I can remove the rest of the carrier sheet so that it will not move once I start to stick the letters down. And I'm taking my time with it and just kind of lining it up. But one thing I realized here afterwards, of course, is that I could have just peeled all of the carrier sheet off the back and then laid it down, because it was going to take a minute to cure to the cup anyway. So I didn't have to do it in pieces. I could have just did the whole thing. So far I'm excited. I'm happy. And I'm thinking, what a great job. Look at how cute that looks. But that's only part of the project, because she wants some ice and she wants some fruit. And we got to give the people what they want. So we're going to put the lid on. We got our ice in pink, shades of pink and in white. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with our bleds, cordless. What is happening? Do y'all see that? And I'm so excited to be putting ice on. I don't even realize that that's happening. Y'all, I don't even realize that the letters are rising up off the cup. I think it's the material of the coating of the glitter on the cup. And no matter how much I kept applying pressure back to put it on, it just kept coming up. And the first cup that I made with the material, like about a year ago, I made a sorority one for myself and it never came up. It was perfect. But these letters just kept coming off. So once I realized what's going on, I was already committed. The glue gun is on. So I wanted to go ahead and finish the lid by putting the variety of pink rocks and the white ice rocks and the lime piece of fruit there. But yeah, I'm already trying to think through what am I going to do about this cup, because I can't sell a cup where the lettering is going to be coming off. I don't care how cute this vinyl is. I don't care how sparkly these stones are. She's paying good money for this cup, and those letters need to stay on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish applying the ice, because that part is at least going well. And I had the bright idea that I'm going to seal it back with paper and compress it in the tumbler press, thinking that that would help it cure and adhere to it. So that's what we're going to try once we get all the rocks on. But as you can see, those letters, they just keep rising up off the cup. They cannot stick for nothing. So that's the first part of this, is an epic fail. Don't do what I did. But you know we're not wasting no money, and you know that we are going to get creative, because that's what creatives do. And that cup is looking entirely too cute to not make her debut, so we are going to fix that problem. But yeah, that cup is fire. It's so gorgeous. So y'all, it didn't work. It did not work. So what I decided to do was get a blank stainless steel tumbler. The letters came straight off, and I'm going to sublimate on a stainless steel tumbler, which is what's recommended for that material, not that glitter vinyl cup that glitter cup that I put it on. So I found the right color hex code in Canva, created a 1-pager for it, and we're gonna go ahead and sublimate our SS20 skinny tumbler, rotate it, press it again, let it cool and peel off the paper to reveal a beautiful and even more color accurate 20-ounce tumbler. So I'm going to show you guys side by side what it would have looked like up against the other green cup, so that you guys could see the difference. So it's actually the color that it should have been is the sublimation tumbler. And that glitter cup is really meant for sublimation, but it wasn't prepared for the lettering and the HTV anything. But the sublimation cup is. So baby, we got those letters stuck down. It takes about 24 to 48 hours to cure. And baby, she is done. So stinking cute. So now I'm taking some pictures of her. And then I sent it to my friend who wanted to purchase the cup. And that is the finished product. I hope you guys like the work along. Every lesson learned is something that'll help us save money later on. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out our next video, and don't forget to check out our Beginners Back to Basics. We are learning some good stuff over there, y'all. Bye.